habitat types. The importance, and why I keep talking about habitat, is that's where fish have to live. So we have to have habitat to live. We have to have food, water, and shelter. Shelter equals habitat. Fish need habitat to either avoid being seen and eaten by a bigger fish, by a bird, by the otter, by whatever else. They're prey, they're not predators. They also need habitat if you're a big predatory fish like a bass or a walleye, muskie, a big trout. You're trying to ambush other predators, so you need a hiding place so you can swim out and get your food. So again, you have pools, riffles, runs, and little fish like those riffles, that fast-moving water, they'll hunker down underneath some rocks and they'll avoid being eaten. It's too fast for big fish. It's too shallow for big fish. So they live in this area. Now this, for how in the world are we gonna do this? This is a. It's been a long day already. This is a bluegill. This is a bluegill. So some folks call them sunfish, brim. This species, there's a lot of species go into the sunfish family. This species happens to be a bluegill. It came out of that big pool right below the dam. If you look at its body shape, you can learn a lot about their eyes, their mouth, and their body shape. Its body shape is broad. It's circular. It's plate size. And so that tells me that it wants to live in calm water. It hides behind rocks and big logs, and it feeds, with that little mouth, it feeds on macroinvertebrates. Some of the sunfish, and as this fish gets bigger, they could eat small fish. Largemouth, smallmouth bass are also in the sunfish family. And you see, if any of y'all fish for those, you know what they eat. They eat small fish. They eat medium-sized fish. You get a big enough bass. So their body shape says they like to live in pools. Deep, slow, calm water. Its mouth is really small, so it tells me it eats small food particles. So right now they're eating macroinvertebrates. The eye is kind of medium shaped, medium sized, and that tells me that they're not great predators. They don't need to see a lot at night, but they will feed at night. So sometimes you might catch these at night. You catch them at dusk and dawn. You'll catch them during the day. And we didn't catch a rock bass, but if any of y'all have ever caught a rock bass or a red eye, they have a very large eye. And if you've ever gone fishing for them, you tend to catch them at low light levels. That big eye, and they have a much bigger mouth, similar body shapes, they live in the same place, but their big mouth tells me that they eat larger prey items. They'll eat fish, they'll eat small fish. And their big eye tells me they'll feed at a different time of the day, or night in that case. So, and why do I tell you all this stuff? Because I got interested because I love fish. And so I'm trying to figure out, how do I catch more fish? Well, if you learn about the history and the life cycle of these fish, it helps you target them if you want to catch them.